Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel and to Elder Scrolls Online, a little help video, and today we're going to have a look at dungeons. Now there's a couple of ways you can do dungeons. You can queue up by yourself, which I'm going to show you how to do today, or you can do it through your own guild or with friends. Dungeons are a brilliant way to get nice gear, guys. I'll give you a quick look at, I've been running some dungeons on this little lady. And if you look here, you get set pieces. Okay, they're all blue quality, and okay, I've got different sets on. You can get some nice weapons and different quality gears, and if you can get yourself set up in some nice set pieces and gear like that, you'll go far. And you also get other things out of dungeons, which I'll probably show you in the housing part section. Okay. So how do you start off? If you're by yourself like me, this is my main healer. She looks a bit fancy dazzled, but there you go. If you want to know, by the way guys, how to make your character look pimped up and smart, I do have another video on costumes and dyeing, and I shall link it for you. Okay, so how do we start with a dungeon and what do we need to know? Okay, well I'm level 20, so I'm not exactly brilliant. The first thing you need to pop into is groups. Okay, which is normally P. I'm just doing it this way to show you where it is on the top bar. I'll press P. That would be the normal group you would be in with your friends or guild. You've got Dungeon Finder, Alliance War, or Battlegrounds. Now if you're going into the Dungeon Finder, ignore this for a second, I'll come back to that. Look here. You need to pick your role. Obviously I'm a healer, so I would pick that role. If you're a tank, you would pick this role, or DPS, you would pick that one. Okay, damage, healer, and tank. There's only, in these smaller dungeons, there's only 4 players. It tells you to the right here, a random normal dungeon for 4 people. Now the first dungeon you do every day, you're going to get purple items, guys. Purple quality items, daily bonus rewards, and all that experience. Look at that. That's if you do random. However, you can actually go in and choose. Now there's a heck of a lot of dungeons there, and we've only got a few of them unlocked. And as you can see with the dungeons, they come in like 1, 2. Spindle Clutch has 1, 2. Vanished Cells 1 and 2. Etc, etc. So obviously number 1 is going to be a lower level dungeon, number 2 is going to be a higher, and then dungeons, if you see a plus sign on them and things like that, they're going to be harder, and they're going to be for the level 50s and the champions. But I would also, if you haven't done a specific dungeon, you can look it up that way. That is a good idea, because all the dungeons have quests in them as well, which you get rewards for. But I would suggest for your first dungeon of the day is to do the random, because you are going to get a purple item. So we are now going to join this queue. Make sure healer is up there, and as you can see here, we are queued, and we can come out of that, and you will get, hopefully shortly, some people here having a bit of a blast. Bit of a dual thing. There we go. Ready check. You see that? Normal dungeon is ready. Ready check. And then we shall get loaded into the dungeon. And you can see on the top right there, everybody's clicking ready. We're just waiting for the tank to click on ready. Our 2 DPS and myself are ready. Tank's ready. And in we go. Now I'm going to show you one little dungeon, guys. Hopefully my left hand is going to behave itself. I'm just going to show you a little part of the dungeon. They can be quite long, so I probably won't go through all of it. I'll probably cut it off in a little while through it. But just to give you an idea of what the dungeons look like. Now up here, I do know this guy will give you a quest. I've already done this one. There is the map. This is how big the dungeon is, guys. Look.
On your feet.
We're going to go all the way around there. Now I'm going to get into my healing mode here. And here we go. we are off on our adventure. And I'm just going to make sure that these guys stay nice and healthy, because I am the healer. And we all should be working together to kill the monsters. I think I might just take you to the first boss. Because normally in a dungeon of this size there might be one, maybe 3 or 4 different bosses.
Oh, wanders into my web. More playthings.
Sorry if I keep going quiet, guys, I'm just concentrating on keeping my people alive. Which is not a problem in this one, actually. We're doing well. Come to me, my pretty pets. Can we get out of that? Oh, get out, get out, get out. Got quite a good group here, they're doing some nice damage. Now there's our first boss, and you can see the top, get the right position. You get a big red bar. And we are going to have to beat this boss. Now, I think I've just said before, I can do some crazy damage. The bosses you definitely want to loot, because in here you're going to get soul gems. You're going to get part of your set pieces, okay? Right, I'm going to leave you guys here, and I shall see you at the end of the dungeon. Okay, we have just finished the dungeon, killed the last boss, and you can see there it says activity complete. This was the last boss. Again, soul gem and a piece of the equipment. Now I do know in this particular dungeon that the quest finishes here when you talk to this guy here. So what we're going to do is going to go out the door, and then we're going to show you what happens next in regards to when you're queuing for dungeons, in regards to the loots and everything like that. Oh, that was quite a wild one. It was a good one because people are doing a heck of a lot of damage in there. Right, first of all, let's have a look at the loots we got.
Do you know how long I've been looking for you?
Go away, Stuga. You're always interrupting me. Now you can see here, there's little symbols to the side. This item is temporary... Get me teeth in. Tradable. Okay? And if you go to the right hand side of it, at the bottom, here, it'll be around this area here, watch. It's tradable for the next 1 hour 55 minutes with the following people. Now you can only trade that item with the people that were in the dungeon with you. So this is where it becomes good if you're in a guild and you go doing dungeons with your guild, because you know the people. Okay? The items that you're picking up, as you can see on the right hand side here, I've got the gauntlets of the nightmare. They're heavy, and it's part of the nightmare set. Okay, so I would suspect that if I was playing with a tank in there, they would want heavy armor, so I could trade it. Gloves of prayer, they're stamina recovery, and they're light armor. Again, we've got some heavy greaves which can go for the tank. We've got a ring of the nightmare, spelunker's braces which are medium, and they've got a stamina enchantment, so that'd be good for a rogue type. A nightblade. So you see, you don't just pick up items for your class, guys. I would say everything I've picked up there would be for a different class. There's nothing in there with Magicka on. So all that stuff I could be trading over, or I would keep in my bank for any other characters that I made, or give them to my crafter to either do research from or deconstruct for the materials. This is why it's good to go in a dungeon, because look at all that stuff I got there. I also got some other bits and pieces that, you know, like I got 12 health, 6 those, I got some bits of green, bits of other stuff. That can either be used by your crafter for deconstruction or research, or you can sell them. I got a total of 5 soul gems out of there. 5 soul gems. Now the bit that you guys will be interested in is because when we started off this dungeon, we did the random. And you're thinking, well, where's the random rewards? Well, they're up here in the mail. Okay? Premium, Undaunted, Exploration Supplies. Oh my god, we got a purple staff. It'd have been better if it was a restoration staff for myself. But just think, guys, if you have a mage, or you wanted to make a mage, wow. So we're going to take all of those. Absolutely. Get rid of that. These are just random things that you don't need to be bothering about in this video. That'll be in a different one. So, all in all, from one dungeon, we got ourselves a beautiful lightning staff, which is actually going to go on my offhand when I want to do damage. And we got all sorts of stuff. Now, that's only on the first dungeon of the day will you get a purple item. So even if you only run one dungeon a day, guys, do the random for the purple item, because I'll show you what happens now. Go back into groups. Just make sure I'm actually not in one. That's really good, because sometimes players hang on. Go back into the dungeon finder on random. You see now the standard rewards has gone down to blue. You're still going to get a blue item as a reward on top of what you find in the dungeon and all that experience, and it's changed from purple to blue. So if I was you guys, I would run a random dungeon daily for that purple item, okay? Or choose your specific ones that you haven't finished the quests off yet, instead of doing the next random, okay? But that is a little overview of how dungeons work and what I would suggest you do. Every day, guys, pop in for half an hour and do the random one for that purple. Woo! For the next part of the video, get away from me. I'm going to talk a little bit about player housing. So I shall see you in a second. Okay guys, player housing. Hang on, let me just move my microphone. Player housing. Now then. Things have changed since I first got Elder Scrolls Online. When I first got it, you had to complete a quest line to get your first player housing. But now, it's changed. I think it was about around level 20. When you level up, you get all that garble on the left hand side of the screen, like this, and you can see here you're getting next milestone levels, you're going to get an astronaut crate, etc, etc. I think it was around level 20 when one of my rewards was a player house, which I thought was rather cool. Very, very nice indeed. Now we are in Oridon, or Oridon. Yes, we are. This map, if you please. Thank you very much. And we are down here at the bottom. Okay? And as you can see here on the map, it says Mara's Kiss Public House. And this is the free one that you're going to get. And I'm going to show you it. It's in this little pub here. Or inn. And you can see people going into it. Even though it is my player house or player room, it will change every time a different person goes in, obviously. It becomes theirs. But as you can see on the door here, it says Mara's Kiss in-room housing. This is the free one you're going to get. Now, it's small. Small room within an inn. I do have a couple of items in there, not a lot, because it's so tiny. But player housing has also changed in the last few months since I started playing. Here it is, look. Basically, it comes empty with a candle. These storage boxes, that shelf and that bed and my cats are mine. So it's a quite little tiny room. But this is your first player housing. As I said, as I was saying, player housing has changed a little bit as well. You didn't used to be able to get these storage boxes. Storage was not a thing in player housing, but it is now, which is absolutely awesome. Now, one of these boxes I got for free. Again, through the reward system from leveling up. And it holds, I believe it's 30 slots. So I packed that out with all the stuff I've been getting from dungeons. Absolutely packed out. The other one, this side, which is called Fade Storage, I actually bought through the Crown store, and they cost 1,000 crowns. And again, that's 30 slot storage, and that's all packed out as well. Okay. So this is your free little house that you're going to get, guys. It's not bad for when you're first starting around level 20. I think it's rather cool. So what can we do with player housing apart from use this new storage system? Excuse me. If you can look down the bottom right there, it says housing editor. So you press F5. And as you look across things now, you can see they're going to like glow with a white line. Got my little kitty cat wiggling his ass. That means you can actually pick them up. But imagine for a second you've come into your first player house and it's completely empty. Hit the R button to browse. Now you might have some things, you might not. What you might have is a mount. So let's have a look at a cat. To select an item, you click on it here, and then you press the E button to place. And now you can see we can put our cat on our bed or anywhere we like. You can move the mouse around to place your item. You can also do things like press 1 and 2 to rotate, that way and that way. You can press 3 and 4 to rotate him that way, or back again. Or 5 and 6 to rotate that way, on that axis, and back again. Okay? That is awesome, because you can now place anything in your room wherever you want it to be. I'm not going to place him because he's a little bit big, so I'm just going to pop out of there. Oh! So the bed I've put in here myself, obviously the storage boxes, that tapestry. Now, how do you get things? I don't think I've got anything on me, but you never know. As you're going around the world questing, you'll come across blueprints for things like plates, bookshelves, beds, carpets, rugs, lots and lots of stuff. And if you learn that blueprint, then you can go off and craft the item. Okay? I think this was a crafted item. I'm just going to nip back to the bank and show you some blueprints. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're back at the bank. Now I do know that over my last few months I've been putting tons of blueprints into the guild bank. So I'm just going to click on here and go to guild bank.
Ariel knows.
And if you look across here, furnishings. There's actually already some stuff in there that I've made and put in there, or found and put in there. We've got tapestries, orcish bedding, and under consumable, here we go. Blueprint, Breton desk, high elf bed, orcish chair, and as you can see they also come in different qualities, greens, blues, there are some purple items as well. There's all this, look, candles, pear, Khajiit bottles, there's all sorts of stuff, there's tons and tons of stuff. And as you can also see on the actual blueprint itself, it'll tell you what you need. You need regulus, adamantite, honing stone, and you need metalworking at 2 for that one. This one's going to need metalworking 4, potency improvement 2. So you can tell when you get one of these what you're actually going to need to be able to craft it. Okay? But guys, there's tons and tons of stuff that you can make for your player housing. You don't have to make it. There are people, or I should say characters, NPCs, non-player characters, in the world that will sell you furnishings. You just have to find them. I do know there are some. Where is he? Where is he? Let's just pop to Canar's Bruce a second. I can't show you because I haven't unlocked it. But in different cities around the world, you will find furniture makers. And you can actually buy them with the in-game currency. The other way to buy them if you don't want to craft them is if you come into your crown store, furniture. There's your storage, look. Okay. Accessory sets. So if you bought this set, you get lots and lots of stuff. You can get a garden set, bedroom sets. Look at all that furniture you're going to get in the set. They are quite expensive, some of them, for the posh stuff, but for the cheaper stuff it's not too bad. Kitchen sets, living room sets. So for instance in this one, if we press R to look at the bundle, it will show that you're going to get a carpet, bench, bookcase, and a painting of a waterfall. Very nice. But that's what you can get from that set. But I think it is much more fun to actually craft the items yourself. So we're just going to quickly run over. I don't think I can do it on this character, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over to my other character to just show you. I shall see you back in a second. Okay guys, we're back on a different character. She's actually my crafting character. She does all the
Do you know how long I've been looking?
Stuga, you're always interrupting me. You're so rude. And we're at the crafting stations in Oridon, blacksmithing, clothing, etc. Now when you come up to a station and you use it, if you look over here, you'll see diagrams. Press on that, and this is where it'll show you what blueprints you've learnt, what you need. So example, if you wanted to make a Nord Lantern cage, we're going to need Regulus, Corundum, Wax and Honing Stone. And if you have all the stuff you need, then you can click on R to craft it. Unfortunately we don't have a lot of stuff in here. But this is where you would come to craft your gear, guys. So in the blacksmithing one, you can see it's all to do with that. I think, leave it. Go on to the clothing one. I think that does all your rugs and your tapestries. I think. Patterns, carpets, tapestries, curtains. A gunning tarp, okay. Oh, orcish bedding, we can make that one. That's quite a fun one. What we'll do is we'll craft that up and we'll take it to a house. There we go, we've made our orcish bedding. So that should now be in our inventory somewhere. There it is. So that's how you would craft them. You need the blueprints, guys, and then you come to your crafting stations to craft your items. So what if you're not happy with your little room? Let me just get out of the way where it's a bit more quieter. If you're not happy with your free little room, how can you get bigger and better housing? I'll show you. You need to be going into the crown store. Now don't panic, because not all these are going to cost you crowns, okay? You click on your crown store, and as you probably saw earlier, it says houses. Now the houses come in three categories: staple, classic and notable, or as I call them, small, medium and large. Okay, so it's quite a few. We're looking at the small ones, or the staple homes. So for instance, if you wanted to, you're having a look around thinking, oh, I like the look of that picture, but what does it actually look like? So make sure you hovered over it and you can press R to preview. And what that's going to do when you press confirm is it's going to teleport you to that house. So it's properly like a real estate agent. You can go around, look at the houses before you buy, which is a really good idea. And also while you're in there, you can look at it unfurnished and furnished and get the costing. So it's really like an Elder Scrolls Online real estate agent. I can't even speak this morning. Estate agent. Now it's a bit dark, guys, obviously because it's unfurnished and has no lights. But as you can see, this is one of the smaller homes. And it's not bad. It's not a bad size. So you're wondering, how much is this going to cost me? Well, as you can see from the bottom right there, we can press F5 for purchase options. And it tells you here, this is Captain Margot's place. Location, Glenumbra, house type, staple. Now it's unfurnished and it's going to cost you 56,000 in-game coins. So that's pretty cheap. Pretty cheap indeed. But if you didn't want to pay the in-game coins, you could use real money to buy your crowns. And it's telling you there it's going to cost 2,300. So you can save up your coins in-game to buy a house. But this is unfurnished, guys. Watch what happens when we turn it to furnished. It's now telling you you can only buy furnished with crowns. Okay? So unfurnished you can buy with in-game money. Furnished it's only crowns. If you want to see what it looks like, I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. Again, you can preview with it furnished. And here comes the furniture. Again, guys, sorry, it's pretty dark in here. We're trying. All the houses in Elder Scrolls are pretty dark. But that's giving you some kind of idea what it could look like. Or what it will look like if you buy it with the furniture, or how it could look like if you crafted it your own. But as I said before in the video, guys, it's a lot more fun to craft your own. It really is. So you think, well, that's not bad. That's not bad, but you know what? I want something bigger. So, let's have a look at something bigger. What is the difference between a small and a medium? Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at... Ooh, look at them all. There's so many, guys. How about this one? Ravenhurst. Let's have a preview. Confirm. Let's go across to Ravenhurst. Player houses are purely cosmetic, guys. They're not going to do anything for you. Obviously, when you're able and have leveled your character enough, you can put your crafting stations, your woodworking, your blacksmithing, etc., and put them in your home. That's one thing you can do, and obviously now we do have the storage boxes, you can also have extra storage in your house. Okay, so this is a medium home. As you can see, it's a lot larger, and it's got a second level. So let's have a look at the options for a medium home. You can see exactly here how much the price has changed. It's jumped a fair whack. From 35 to 260. Is it 60 or 50? I find it hard to read in red. Ow. 3,500 crowns. Again, furnished. 4,400 coins. Let's have a look. Well, that's quite snazzy, actually. One day, when I'm rich and famous adventurer of Elder Scrolls, I could possibly have this place. It's very nice. I like it the way the bedroom's upstairs and you can see right down. Or jump down. I quite like it. It's not very Khajiit-y, but it's not bad. And think of the fun, guys, you would have actually decorating this place up for yourself. So you're thinking, yeah, that's nice, but I want to go bigger. Yeah, bigger. What am I going to get for a notable home? Or the large, as I call them. Well, let's go and have a look at Daggerfall Overlook. Press that. Now these guys are big. I would say if you have a guild with 50 odd players in there, these are the houses that you want. For a single player or for a small guild, I don't think they're worth all the money. Because they're very, very expensive. Now remember, guys, before when I told you about when we do the dungeons that there's things you can get, hang on, I'll come back to that. This is your large home, and look, already it's got something on the outside. You actually get grounds. Again, sorry it's a bit dark, guys, but player houses are always dark. you're actually going to get grounds. Look at that, you can see the sea. A waterfall. My goodness me. Is that a stable over there? You've got a stable. Something for storage or something there. Let's have a look inside. My goodness, that is huge. You've got an entryway. Look at the size of this place, guys. And this is just the downstairs. We have stairs and they go down, underneath, and they go up. This is what a large housing looks like. Wow, that is huge. So how much is this gonna cost? F5. Oh my goodness. All that, or 11,000. It says requirements not met. You need to get Hero of the Daggerfall Covenant achievement to be able to purchase this house. So some of the houses are indeed locked. Okay. Furnished. 13,800 crowns. Oh, I've ended up in a bed. Look at that, guys. That is amazing. Now, the bigger the home, the more stuff, bits and pieces you can add in it. They have allowances. Whether you are a Elder Scrolls monthly member will depict how many items you can put in your home and other things as well. So I just want to quickly show you before we go any further. How do you get to your home? Well, you need to go into collections, which is normally you, and on the right hand side here you'll see housing. Now, as you can see, that was the Mara's Kiss public house that I showed you we got free. This was one I bought, so we're just going to quickly pop to that one, and I have decorated it myself. I have crafted the items to go in here, and I've placed all the items myself. It's small. They only cost me, I think it was a couple of thousand coins in total, with all the bits and pieces inside. But here we are. Again, it's a little bit dark. I need to get some more lighting in. I just wanted to quickly show you that I have done this myself. Now then, when you put your mouse over, again, you can see how things move. Now I want to talk about these storage boxes. You saw them in the other room, in the other player housing, and they're here as well. Now with this, the housing storage, doesn't matter which house they're in, they will always contain the same items. So if you have 5 houses, it will always contain the same items, guys. You can't double up on your storage, unfortunately. But you can go into any home and have exactly the same storage. So, remember when I told you in the dungeons you can get trophies? Well, here they are. These are all the trophies I have got out of the dungeons. Blood spawns, and that's quite a big one. I'll show you exactly how big it is. Let's click on it. And let's play. Click E to play. Look at the size of that, guys. So if you've got one of those massive, massive homes, you can start a nice collection of weird and wonderful monster trophies. Isn't that crackers? There's my 2 little kitty cats. This place is about full as it's going to get, I'm afraid, because it's only a small little room. But we do have another room, guys. Just get out there. Again, collections. Over to housing. Moonworth House. This is our guild house, guys. Everybody who is in the guild has decorating permissions in this house. So you can visit the guild house and you can decorate it however you want. If you don't have your own house, stick a bed in there. If you want to make the guild house look pretty, have meetings with the other guildies, you can pop along to the guild house. Now I purchased this with crowns, I'll be honest with you, for this specific reason. Now the first thing you can see up there is we have a bar, we have some candle holders and a couple of bags and all the jesters flags and a carpet. That's all that is in there, guys. We need it decorating desperately. But look at all those monster trophies. Wow. These are the two we haven't got in yet. So we need to put some more trophies in. There's one. That is a weird one. Do we have room for the other one? Oh. Hang on. Hang on. Put those there. Pick up that. Move it across. Move that one up. Oop. There we go. That is all the monster trophies we've collected from dungeons so far. And they look pretty cool in the guild house. Well, I think they do anyway. So don't be shy, guys. Get yourselves in to the guild house. Decorate it as you wish. Don't forget, we made that, where was it? The orcish bedding. Let's put that in here. We crafted that just to go in here. Let's put it in the corner. There we go. We crafted that. Let's have a bed in here as well. So there we go, guys. This has been a little video all about dungeons and player housing. I hope you found it informative and helpful. If there's anything else I can do a video for you on, please let me know and I'll do my very best to do that for you. But for now, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Please drop me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for further content. But for now, guys, have a fantastic day. Take care and we'll see you soon.